I actually had a good game of Minesweeper going. Oh well. Here's what it is. Just got a game of Twilight Struggle. So I am the USSR. Interesting hand here. It's pretty low op. Yeah, that's pretty scary. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 one-up cards. So Italy's out of the question. So I'm just gonna overprotect Poland. Plus I got Truman. Get that out of the deck, so that's a positive. I think our best headline is Nasser. I think it's pretty bad for us to I don't think we want to headline capture Nazi and that get defected. I think Nasser getting headline is better because if they have Middle East scoring, I can save 4 points. And if it's defectors, that's okay. As far as what I'm doing with this hand, I don't know. I think I'm playing most of these. So I'm playing this for the event. Probably event if I can.
Да здравствует наша славная Родина, ее свобода, ее независимость. Под знаменем Ленина.
I want to headline Nasser. I feel reasonably safe headlining this. It's a great counter to Middle East scoring headline. I'll probably just put one influence into Lebanon as my first action round after headlining Nasser. It doesn't give me domination, but well, maybe I okay, maybe I do a coup and I ran with a 2-op card. I don't think that's unreasonable. So they might have Asia scoring. Yeah, I'm gonna coup with 2-op card. I have to coup sooner than later, I think. If I had like a 3-up card, I would probably, other than 5-3 playing, because I want to hold on to this, I would do 2 in Libya, 1 in Lebanon. I think that's a pretty strong starter. But I can't do that with a bunch of low-op cards. That's an interesting move. They almost certainly have Asia scoring, so I'm going to play into Asia now. Yeah, you can remove Finland, I guess. I'll just put 1 into South Korea. I don't want to degrade DEFCON right now. I think that's kind of a weak play. Since that gives them the last coup in Egypt, and I don't want that to happen. But I also don't want to put 1 influence into Libya either. Oh, gosh, I needed that to happen. I think this is worth fighting over, but that means giving up China card. I think that's pretty bad for us as well. Like, I don't think there's a winning situation here. Maybe I do have to use UN Intervention 5-year plan to put 4 influence into South Korea, or 3 influence into it. That puts me at +1, so 4 could still take it. It's pretty likely they have a 4, right? That play can't be right. Thing is that if I coup Iran unsuccessfully, they can just walk into Pakistan, no problem. So maybe I let them have South Korea. Problem is, I need access into one of these pretty badly. So I think I'm just going to place influence in Afghanistan. I don't know. So at least lets me threaten something instead of them having access to both South Korea and Pakistan. I still think that was a good play for me. Like, I could have couped, but I think just going with the guarantee to have access to Pakistan is a little better. It does force them to put an extra influence into Pakistan, and it can't necessarily go for Pakistan right now. So that definitely slows them down a bit. But they could still get Asia domination, so it's hard to say for sure what's the best play. Oh, so they don't have the scoring card right now. Oh, I am cooing Pakistan for sure. Only with the 1-out card, though.
The challenge of the 20th century.
Nice.
Human relations and not of
I will take that.
natural
They might have the war
forces.
card. I understand that, but I think this was the. I think that was my best play of the 1-out card. Alright, so I think my best play here is the coup. Coupping Iran, or coupping Iran is our best play, or Panama actually. I think Panama is a little bit better. I don't deny military officers they have the war card, but I give myself the best use of the one card, I think. That way they can't coup Egypt. Putting one influence in Lebanon is a good play though. But I don't want them to coup Lebanon for essentially free. I'll play this event. It's worth 2 points. Pretty reasonable. Like, putting it into Lebanon is probably not that bad at this point, because then I can coup Iran on my next action round, and I'm almost certain to get a 4-up card then. But I like being up high on the space race. Plus, I could have space 2 cards next round potentially, and that's pretty good for the USSR. I don't have access in the mid-war yet. I definitely need to work on that though.
Our efforts are made in the belief that men and nations can cooperate, and that there are no international problems which men of goodwill cannot solve or adjust.
The seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife.
Decal's pretty awesome.
They reach their full growth
I
when
don't want
the
to get
hope of a
defectors
people
this hand
for a
though.
better life has died.
So I think headlining Sounds pretty strong. I think headlining Europe scoring is their best play here. Yeah, I'm going to headline Europe scoring. There's no way they can get domination, I'm pretty sure, so I feel pretty safe about this play. Oh my gosh. That's funny. They headline that. It doesn't hurt me, but they can only remove it from 2 countries, so I think it's kind of funny. They don't get domination from that. So a coup, I think coupping Iran is not advisable. I think coupping Panama is a little bit better. So that's what my play will be. So should I coup with a 4-up card? A 3, I just have to roll higher than a 2, right? So this is super greedy, but I think I'm gonna coup it with a 3-up card. Nice. I would say it's super greedy, it's just it is a little greedy, at least. I do want to play Decal soon. But I think getting Middle East domination is a little better at the moment. I can do that by putting 1 to Lebanon, 2 into Libya, and then 1. I only had to use a 3-up card. But it doesn't hurt to go ahead and put like 1 into Iraq, or something like that, or 1 into India. Because I do need Pakistan and India. They're pretty important for me at the moment. My space cards are Marshall Plan and maybe Containment. Maybe, but probably not. Our opponent did take Lebanon. I consider putting it into Iraq, but I think the threat of India is a little better. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get Laos, Indonesia, then that breaks their domination for at least another round. So that makes them commit more influence into non-battlegrounds. However, I don't think it's going to be easy to take India when I also want to get influence going in Africa. We'll see what happens though. This might make them just play Asia scoring now, seeing that I put influence in India. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I still think putting it into Africa is the right play. I will play China card to take Thailand if I get the opportunity. That's pretty much the only reason I'll play China card. It's still expensive though. Was it 3 points for me? Yeah. Middle East is tough to score well. But 3 points is pretty reasonable, considering they won't get military ops, kind of like a 5-point turn. They have a pretty good winning record. Oh, it doesn't show me mine. It's kind of weird. You'd think they would. like taking Thailand here quite a bit. One of the reasons is I get to hold Marshall Plan and 5-year plan. And I think that's pretty good. The other thing I can do is take France and then play Marshall Plan, and Marshall Plan doesn't matter then, except for with NATO. So like I could do this. That locks up Europe for me. I think this is a better play because they don't have access to India. This lets me hold on to China card. I kind of like this play. I will never get domination in Europe, and that's okay because I'm still plus 1 point. Truman's already gone, and Zeus Crisis is still in the deck. So there's ways for me to make it even more secure. It gives me access to Italy, which even just having one op in there gives me access. So socialist governments is also a threat now. Yeah, I like taking France here. I think it's a good play. Considering all the scoring cards are played early on, I feel pretty good about holding 5-year plan. Maybe I can discard Asia scoring. Ooh, I could get 2 points here. I need a 6. That's okay though. So I just like spreading influence into mid-war at this stage. Putting one into Saudi Arabia seems like an okay play though, because that makes it super difficult for them to take either of these two. So I kind of like that play. Protecting North Korea is probably better though. So I'll ignore the one in Zaire, but I think protecting these two is stronger. Hopefully I get to control Indo-Pakistani next time. North Korea, I think, is a little too valuable to risk. I'm trying to go for it this early on. Since I have access to Africa and Central America, I can coup Iran fairly safely. So that makes Indo-Pakistan a little worse. But I also don't want them to take India. So once I take India, then the domination is even, which favors me a little bit because they committed more influence. So we're even here. I'm plus 4. I'll use the 1-op card, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess they didn't commit that much, but I didn't commit much either. I committed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I committed 7. Because decall is kind of free, so I don't count that. And I cooed this with a 1-op card. But they put 1 in here too, so I guess they used 8. An interesting play they have here is to break France. Maybe I should have put one here instead of in Pakistan. Putting one in France might have been better. But Zeus Christ is still in the deck, so like that's pretty risky for them, I think. Plus, I will almost guaranteed headline that card. But with that said, Defectors is also in the deck. So there's a reasonable chance that they can stop whatever I want to headline. Yeah, I was going to point out that our opponent had a lot of blowout cards too. So this third round could be pretty crazy. There's a couple 4-out cards left, 3-up cards. They might be holding D-Stall. It's pretty reasonable because they didn't play a high-up card. So they might be holding D-Stall to get rid of it next turn. Oh, there's one. Okay, so they were holding on to it. Nice, I got a little extra value out of containment. It's always a good feeling. Where did they put? They put one into
So
where?
my country's purpose is to help
Canada.
us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light.
They drew D-Stall.
To find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace
So
and
they drew
happiness
D-Stall.
and well-being.
I don't have a awesome headline. Vietnam Revolts is fine. They didn't pressure me anywhere. They played defensively. They put 1 Thailand, 2 in Canada. No, 1 in Canada. Let's take a look. I want to make sure I didn't miss something. So let's see. Burma, Malaysia. Okay. Huh, Malaysia's interesting. Guess they want to ensure domination. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. If I could play Romanian Abdication. But there isn't a lot of reason to either. So I might just hold on to that for a 1-out card. Our space is duck and cover. Socialist governments doesn't really help me. Like, I could headline it to make a special relationship not do anything. Our coup is going to be in Iran. So I'd like to have Comic-Con for that, I believe. Because they have Warsaw Pact and D-Stall. So socialist government's going to be used for op-up. So I don't think I can do anything super productive with that. I guess it's either Vietnam or socialist governments. Vietnam 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Vietnam might make them commit more influence into Asia. They're planning to take India, I believe. I think that's reasonable value for me. If I headline socialist governments, I might pressure them to skip India for a round. I doubt it, but maybe. But this gives me 1 extra op later on. I think this is the best headline. Nora is definitely interesting. So coupping Iran is our best play here, I think. Nice. They can break France, but having socialist governments and a bunch of 3-op cards. Well, I guess I only have. I want to hold on to 5-year plan. I can't play duck and cover, so I guess I don't really have that many 3-op cards. But this is an OPEC scoring country, so that's a 2 points for scoring card and an extra point off OPEC, which seems worth it for me. That's now scoring 5 instead of 3. I need to find a way to get into South America. I don't have any access cards as well. Not getting D-Star hurts, but at least I got D-Call to go into Africa. However, our opponent's going to be scoring pretty well in Asia this round. He should almost certainly put the influence into France. At least pressure me to put an extra influence in there too. Unless they really want to like take Afghanistan, that's an extra point for them, so that's fine. But they don't really need to, or France could be a problem for them. But this is also a huge commitment for them, so maybe that's a good reason not to go for it. Yeah, we did put in France. So it looks like we're going to have an op war in France. So I could place socialist governments, which I think is better as the ops instead of the event. Because that puts me at 8 as opposed to 5 to 5. Another play I can do is pressure them somewhere else, so that way this isn't they have to choose if they want to go somewhere else or not. Like I could put 2 in India and 1 in Zaire, and that gives them France, but they might be committing a lot of influence into that, and I think that's the play I want to go for. So that lets me hold on to this card till later on, and I might be able to set up a trap with that. So yeah, that's the play I'm going to go for. Also, they can just keep NORADing France. So it's also a huge commitment for me to really defend this. So I think India is a little bit safer. Plus now they need to space Zeus Crisis, and I really want Warsaw Pact to happen. Wait, did we see... He might have spaced... Okay, so they have Zeus Crisis, Warsaw Pact, and D-Stall, right? Those are 3 cards they have. They can't space all of them, so they're going to play Warsaw Pact almost for sure, which is the card I ultimately want to have. Because D-Stall is impossible to get. There's no way they let me have it. Yeah. It's probably the most powerful card in the deck. So this makes special relationship not so bad. But I think I want a space race first. To try and get the 2 points if I can. Also don't want to play the Romanian abdication because Independent Reds is now reshuffled. So that's a wasted event in Romania. Just putting one Zaire is a lot more productive. They need a space at least once, but they want a space twice, I think, is their ultimate goal. Oh, they're letting me have this. Alright, so 2 in France, at least 1 in the UK. I think taking influence out of Israel is pretty reasonable, but I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the UK. If I could get this played without them getting an extra influence, I would consider that a success. That's 2 influences going into France for sure. They might just put the other one in the UK. Or they might put in Zimbabwe to get access into Zaire. Which should be... This is what I hope they do. Because then I can counter by playing Special Relationship and they don't get the event. By putting 1 Zaire and then 1 anywhere else I want. But the important thing is the event doesn't trigger for them. Oh, that's even better. So put 1 in Zaire now while we can. I'm gonna put it in South Africa just to see what happens. You never know. Maybe I can get it control of South Africa, which would be, I think, 10 points. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but they get -1, so it is 10 points. $10 is a huge score. It's literally half you need to win the game.
Sobre la cuestión acerca de si la lucha armada es el único camino para la liberación. Lo que puedo
Plus, it's pretty neat that I still have 5-year plan, so that denies scoring for
por lo
them,
menos en las condiciones de nuestro país,
which is a pretty big plus
no
for
había
us.
otro camino.
They should know I'm holding on to 5-year plan, because that it hasn't been played yet. Also, they have Warsaw Pact, so they might flip Angola into their favor. But by putting 1 in South Africa, it makes it a lot more riskier for them to actually do that play. So then I can take South Africa, then there's events that help me get Angola back. So it's like a really risky play for them. If they put 3 in South Africa, though, that's a lot safer. So then I need to take a non-battleground in order to get an extra 3 points. I would need a non-battleground. Nice, they're letting this happen. Yeah, putting 3 in South Africa is a good play, I think, for them. Getting rid of Warsaw Pex also pretty good for them. Actually, no, I want to put it in. I'll put 1 into Austria, just in case. And independent res doesn't hit Austria, so it's like another positive. I don't want to go into a non-battleground so you don't get a coup. So I think I'm just going to put 1 influence. It'd be nice to put it somewhere to protect against NORAD, but I don't see where that could be. So I think just putting 1 into Iraq is reasonable. Iraq is safer to take than Saudi Arabia just because of late war. Ooh, they read your decall. It's good that they get rid of it, but it's a rough card I actually have to deal with. So one play I've considered is putting 1 into Colombia and then pressuring, like, I don't know, South Africa or something, but the problem with that is NORAD. And they also get the last play. So I think I'm just going to place more influence in the Middle East because those are guaranteed points. At least 1. I could put 2 here, but again, that gives them a coup, so I don't really like that play. Overprotecting these might be better, actually. So, actually, yeah, I like overprotecting these in case of Colonel Rearguards. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I like that play. Also helps me against grain cells just slightly. It's kind of a defensive play, which is sort of a waste of ops, but I think it's fine. Plus, I could really get blown out by Colonel Rearguards or even Voice of America. Voice is still bad, but at least I'll have access to some of these battlegrounds. Hopefully I can also draw Europe scoring, so I can discard it to 5-year plan. That's such a sick play, just getting rid of a scoring guard. They redrew NATO too. Yeah, I thought that was a play that might happen, where they go into an Asian country because of NORAD.
Объединенных Наций и государства и передать им пожелания
благополучия
и процветания.
That is fantastic. Portuguese Crumble is a pretty awesome headline for us. basically ensures I have domination. Our space card is hopefully voice and bear trap. Oh no, they have an animal space. I can only space for one card, which would be voice. Voice is a lot worse than bear trap. I think I like headlining Portuguese a little bit better than Red Scare. Plus, there's a lot of U.S. events, and in the mid-war, and there's they can space 2 cards, so I feel like Red Scare is a little worse.
God willing, that goal will be achieved.
And I don't have any other 4-up cards, so I think I'd rather headline Portuguese, but I could be wrong in this decision. I also don't have a great coup target, do I? I could just coup South Africa, I guess, with like a 1-up card, or I guess it should be a 2-up card. We'll see what they headline. Maybe they'll headline like OAS or Panama. That'd be pretty awesome for us. I highly doubt it, but they might. They could also headline like grain sales or some kind of event where I don't actually get a coup. That's pretty good. Hopefully they fail. That was a good reason to headline Red Scare. Give them -1 on Junta. But there's just so many awesome cards at headline that you can't really plan for one on turn 4. It's not a reasonable thing to do. So this means they're cooing Panama, which will degrade DEFCON. Oh, they're realigning it. Huh. Well, I will definitely coup Chile then. Nice. That was pretty awesome.
Before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
I think they should have 100% couped there instead of realign. So they gave me the coup, which could cost them military ops. I mean, they do have Southeast African states, but this isn't the thing you really want to be doing at this point in the game, is cooing here. Let's say I could just respond by putting an influence somewhere else, and then spreading influence elsewhere at the same time. I want to play Arms Race for the event as soon as I can, though, so I'm pretty sure they're going to try to coup Southeast African. And they also might have Brush, which gives military ops as well. So they might take Asia, yes, I think they will. Great. Awesome. So I'll play this for the event. Take the points. Summit is good for putting an influence into Iraq. That's a plus 1 point for Middle East and 1 for OPEC. I do have a problem though with this hand that I just now realized is that the 5-year plan works, but with Bear Trap and Voice, I kind of have an issue. Oh no. I'm going for a really greedy play. I don't think I want to risk having Bear Trap triggering with 5-year plan and Asia scoring. That sounds like a nightmare. So I'm going to discard Voice, and if that fails, then U2. And then if that fails, then I'm really screwed. The odds are in my favor, though. I'm probably losing Africa domination to nuclear subs, but I made them make the choice of going Colombia or a battleground here. So if they keep cooing Africa, then I'll have access to South America, which is good for me. If I get out of the Bear Trap, then I could coup Colombia back with the Summit, which I think are 2 reasonable plays. By going in Cameroon, I can realign Zaire. It also gives me access to Nigeria if something goes weird here. So that's kind of like my thinking of playing Bear Trap there, is putting influence here, here, and this is another point. And if they play Camp David, I still have domination. Please don't fail. Yes. Oh gosh, my hands were sweating after that. That's the result we needed. Alright, so now they need to really consider going Colombia, which gives me Angola back. There you go, picture point. Oh, that was unlucky for them. So 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, everything is looking right. I'll probably protect Venezuela with Summit if they kill it unsuccessfully. Going to stability is pretty risky, but it doesn't mean they shouldn't try. It's pretty important to get into South America. Ooh, with a 2-up card, it's very risky. I'd probably coup Africa, yeah. It's just too risky. I'm just going to protect Venezuela a little bit more. For my last play, I'll put 2 into Brazil, and then I don't really have a play with the extra up, so I might just put it into. I might just put it all into Brazil. That's not a terrible play. Putting one into Zaire is fine, but I think protecting Brazil a little bit more is pretty good. We also might flip Zaire, and if they do that, I'll probably flip it back into my favor. Or actually, no. Maybe putting it into Brazil is better, because I might get a chance to coup Zaire if they do that play. Also, flipping it back in my favor is kind of bad because of Norad. Something to be careful of. Yeah, so now I'm walking into Brazil. No, I like overprotecting Brazil. Maybe not though. Maybe putting it into Zaire is better. Because if they brush for Brazil, then it's harder for me to get it back. So yeah, maybe that's bad. Maybe putting 2 Brazil, 1 Zaire is a little bit better. Yep. This is where I regret what I did. Oh gosh, that sucks for them. They're going to complain.
We dare not tempt them with weakness, for only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed.
Ew, what an ugly hand. Okay. So Liberation Theology is our best card. Putting 2 in Mexico, 1 in Argentina. We're spacing grain cells. There isn't a ton I can do with Europe, though. That is a good headline. See what they discard. Hopefully not South America or Central America or Africa scoring. Adele and the Pakistani. Alright, that's fine. Definitely put one in the Kua then. So I think since I don't have military ops, well, I guess I could play How I Learned to Stop Worrying, but then they can coup non-battlegrounds. I don't really want them doing that. Yeah, I think I just want to coup Angola at this point. Couing there's a 2-point swing for me. Degrades DEFCON, which is obviously important. I think I want it to succeed too. I think it's pretty important. So I'm going to use a. I think I'm going to use a 3-ops card here. That makes me need to roll a 2. I need to roll a 3 or higher, and this is a 4 or higher. I might play Salt for the event if things happen to work out. So yeah, I'd like cooing. My hand's kind of small, so maybe cooing with independent reds is a little bit better. Yeah, I think the slight decrease in percentage is worth it because I still have domination. Okay, that was good.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
At least forces them to put another op into Angola. John Paul can fix itself. So yeah, it's bad, but it's not terrible. I can get rid of it pretty easily. A card I would love to draw is One Small Step. It'd be awesome if I could skip here and get the 2 points from them. So that's a lot of points. Cuban Missile Crisis and Salt is kind of a cool combo, but I don't think it was worth it for me. So they don't have Lone Gunmen, unless they have River Skirmish. Missile Envy could get Muslim Revolution, which is kind of bad. I think it's not terrible, but it's not great. I could get Abium. So cards that will kill me with Missile Envy are We Will Bury You, Olympic Games, Summit. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Regardless, I want to put influence into Cuba now if I can. So that's gonna be my play for now. Yeah, I can't think of a card that would kill me with Miss Landy. There was Muslim Revolution. So I'm fine with that interaction. Now I can still ABM potentially. I want to look up every mid-war card because I'm really scared right now. Well, that means I don't need to play Miss Landy for that. Why wouldn't they just commit to Cuba? That's strange. It's a bad value for them to realign. I wouldn't call that dice, I don't think. It's not. It's a tie. It favors me, so it's bad value.
Our goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world. God willing, that goal will be achieved.
Because maybe I can get lucky in France or in Europe. I doubt it, but you never know. This is still 4 points for me, which is pretty good. They used up 6 influence to deny 6 points, I think. Control 8. 8, 9, 10, yeah, 10 points. So they denied 6. I guess that's like reasonable. The problem is this scores me at least once, maybe even twice. So it's kind of like not that great, I guess. Oh, that's good. 2 points. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Oh, that's why. This is why it's good. Is I have Europe scoring. I almost got too hasty there and played this or spaced this. So that's pretty sick. The 2 regions they have points in, I denied scoring of. I was just blocked. Unless they have a lot of scoring cards, they should have put influence in France. I really don't want them to concede, so I'm not gonna. Oh, okay. Wait. 5, 6, 7. Didn't they? They played blockade. They could have just let blockade go away, like the influence. GG, I guess. That was an anticlimactic ending. They just gave up. Oh well. GG.